to do and go and do that. You, because before you know it, you're gonna be dead. Aren't you? And you know that I know that you know it's the truth. Come on, get up. Do you, please? Thank you. Good. Good. Welcome. Hello. What's going on? Wagwan. Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. How about good evening? Or oi oi. Or yo. Or psst. I've heard that one in Brixton before. A woman walked past a Rasta and he just went psst. I wish a Rasta would psst me, actually. That would make my day. No, seriously, I would, you know. I would actually like some to start hissing at me in the street. So if anyone does see me in the street and you find me attractive and or repulsive, start hissing. Start hissing. Because I want to know how it feels to be hissed at. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Reuben Christian here, presenter and comic from East London. Sorry, I just popped a button on my shirt. Can you hear that? Listen. These are the sexiest shirts, you know, the ones with the buttons. You can just rip them off and just get sexy. Also, I'm sitting on this new cushion to try to keep myself a little bit higher than normal, but the cushion is freezing. The seat was so nice and warm. Now the cushion is really cold, and like my bum cheeks are cold, man. And I know you wanted to hear that. Who would I be if I don't tell you the intricate details of my bum cheeks? Sorry, we're getting off to one here. Welcome back to another episode of Do You, my friends, my doers, my get up and take action people, the people that are out there listening, that are ambitious, that are tuning in, that are working towards, that are carving their dreams, Welcome. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope the other episodes have helped everyone out, and I hope you guys have been sharing and learning and just enjoying your life, I guess. If you are new, welcome. You are now part of the family. Even if you listen to like an eighth of this episode, you are part of the family. We are a family of doers. And these interviews are uncensored, free-form discussions with myself and other doers. People that are doing what they love in order to keep us motivated and inspired. They're not doing it to keep us motivated and inspired, I should say. What they are doing is doing their thing, and we're listening to them and we're learning about them, and in turn we are getting inspired. Today's doer is PIPS Taylor. No. PIPS is a lot of fun. She's a TV presenter, and she's recently cut a radio demo, so she might be doing some radio further down the line. I met her back in 2012 when I was on a casting for a program called Celebrity Bitch Slap for BBC Three. It was a comedy-based program. Pips got the gig. Biatch. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Her and... I did. No, I didn't, because that's a derogatory word. I meant it in a way like, how comes Pips got it and I didn't get it? But Pips got it because she was good. I think that's the answer to that. Pips and another presenter, they're really good together, and it aired on BBC Three. But that was back in 2012. Now, since then, Pips has done quite a lot. I'm going to quickly run you through the bits and bobs she's done. So she founded Pinch TV. You can check that out online. That's all about culture. She's also a model on Models One, although she's about 0.8 of a centimetre high. But still, man, breaking boundaries, baby. Breaking boundaries. She's done a documentary for BBC Three. She's done X Factor backstage presenting online. She's done some stuff with the Brits. She hosted Women of the World at the South Bank Centre. She's presently a continuity artist for ITVB. Her voice is great. It's beautiful, as you'll hear in the interview. She's done a lot of presenting back at V Festival. But the biggest gig, I would say, is when she was a Facebook presenter for Bodyform. Sorry, I know she didn't want me to put that in the intro, but I did. We talk about it later on. We talk about her best gigs and her most interesting gigs. And also in this interview, what was quite interesting for me is we have a laugh, and I think I've left her with a bit of an issue. I asked her if she had ADHD, and she'd never contemplated it before, and now she's wandering around the streets of London thinking that she might have ADHD, and that's thanks to me, man. And my name, if you want to come on the show further down the line and just get accused of having stuff, my name's Reuben Christian. I'm a presenter and comic based in East London. You can check out my stuff on reubenchristian.com, REUBEN Christian, spelt like the religion.com. And all social handles are /Reuben Christian, other than Instagram, which is Reuben Christian 1. Okay, check me out. Hit me up. If you want to work with me, give me a shout. If you want to abuse me, if you want to tell me off, man, for abusing people on my show, please get in contact, man. If you did take something away from the interview, please feel free to share it, as the idea of these interviews are to uplift and keep us all on our game. Here's Pips Taylor. She's squeaky, she's teeny, and she's barrels of fun. And I made her sweat in my attic. Ugh. Find out what you're here to do and go and do that. Because before you know it, you're gonna be dead. Hello, Pips.
Hello, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, you're looking at me really funny.
No, I mean, I can hear you because you're in front of me, but I can't hear you in my headphones.
Oh, there you go.
Which is a problem, right? This is a
Sure.
sound test. Is there anything you'd like to say on the sound test?
Well, today for breakfast, which is usually a great question for when you're doing sound tests, I had a NutriBullet that my housemate made, and it just was pretty gross.
NutriBullet is the machine, though.
Yeah, it's like it's basically a blender. It's basically like spend 100 quid on a blender.
Yeah.
Most people have got like a blender, so I kind of find it quite funny. Anyway, I came back from holiday to find that we had like a spiralizer, a NutriBullet, all this like healthy shit, and I was like,
spiralizer.
what the fuck's going down here? Can I swear?
Well, right. Hello, Pips.
Hiya, how
Welcome.
you doing?
I'm not too bad. Welcome to the attic.
Are you all plugged in?
I'm looking at the screen now. Yeah, we're getting sound waves.
Good.
Yeah, which means
I
I'm
think
plugged
that's-
in.
Yeah, I think you're on point there.
Yeah, you're really quite anal about this stuff.
No, I'm not. You've just got to check it.
Yeah, it's just
I'm a
got to at least
checker.
be rolling.
Because just to let everyone know,
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, no, you start. I was like, put your headphones in. He was like, no, it's cool. I'm just going to do it like this. And then I wasn't even present in the sound. So there you go.
Yeah.
You could have done a whole interview and it would have just been you.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that sound test in, but no, it's already in, so people would have now heard it by now.
Okay.
But welcome to Stratford. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be in this little dungeon.
Yeah. Go on, let it out. What have you got to say about the attic?
I'm really impressed.
You're impressed.
I am actually impressed,
That you're
yeah.
trapped
Yeah.
in an attic.
I'm impressed that you got me trapped in an attic.
Well, I'm smooth, man.
No, genuinely, it's pretty. I mean, you got all the equipment.
Yeah.
You know, I'm chilling out on a bed. I kind of feel like I'm a little bit big breakfast.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Old school references, man.
Yeah. Ooh, just not the
Smashing
mic.
the mic.
Soz.
Yeah.
Have a tendency for being a little bit too animated.
Are you animated or clumsy or both?
Do you know what? I'm not too clumsy, but I am quite animated. And I enjoy so even when I'm doing loads of voiceovers at the moment.
Yeah.
And even when I'm like trapped in my little booth, which is
Yeah.
not dissimilar to this, but smaller,
Yeah.
much smaller, and it's literally just me, so I get cabin fever. I'm always gesticulating.
Yeah.
Even when there's no camera or anything, and it kind of like helps me to deliver what I want to say, kind of thing. Yeah.
So do you go for a lot of takes for that stuff, or are you like a one?
Well,
one
when you're
take
doing it
wonder?
live, you've got to got one shot only.
Yeah.
But if it's like a pre-record, I'll basically practice it and I'll do it in one take. But if I fluff my words up, then I'll redo it. But otherwise, you could literally be there all day. It used to take me like 4 hours to record like one script, and then I'd go to my bosses and be like, "Guys, it's just taking me forever." And they were like, "Literally record it like you're live."
Yeah.
Be really brutal with yourself. And I was like,
yeah.
because I'm totally new to it. Do you know what I mean? I was just
What, doing voiceover work?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, no, I started doing it in October. So before that, I was just like, yes, I've officially got a face for radio.
Oh wow.
I'm in.
Oh, wow. Are you still represented by Models One? Was it Models One you're with?
Yeah. Still with
so
them.
a face for radio, yeah.
Totally, mate. I'm like the Hobbit on the books.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 5'1" and teeny tiny. And everyone else, they're like proper models.
Yeah, no, that's okay. See, so that's interesting. I was gonna say that you are rather petite.
I'm teeny.
You are minuscule.
Yeah.
So you're. Sorry.
Thanks for pointing out. By the way,
that's all right. That's
if
all right.
anyone was wondering, I'm really
Yeah.
small.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? She's basically you're one of the very few people that can stand up in this attic.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
was such a bad
probably-
design.
And I'm probably one of the few people who has to stand on a box to interview people on the red carpet.
Are you taking the piss?
I'm not taking the piss.
You bring a box to the red carpet.
And when I'm with a crew, we have to use one of the flight cases.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Does this affect your psyche?
Yeah.
Does it upset you?
Oh my God, I'm so
Does
upset.
it knock your
I'm
confidence?
so upset right now.
Oh shit.
No, I'm not. No, it's who I am. I can't change it, but it's just quite funny.
When was the first time you brought a box to the red carpet?
Well, a box was given to me when I was in Munich on the red carpet doing all my stuff for Minnie. And they were like, yeah, Pips.
For Minnie.
I can't
There's
get
a joke
you.
in there somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They were like, basically, cameramen cannot get me in shot, and they have to. No, but it's actually hilarious.
It's entertaining for me.
No, because you're really tall, so it must be the other way
5'11",
round.
I'm 5'11".
Yeah, right.
I'm about
So
average man
basically, what I can see when someone
Yeah.
is filming me is
yeah.
basically a cameraman or woman who is like almost doing the splits to get me in the screen, like bending
On their
down.
knees, yeah.
I'm like, I just apologise. All I do is apologise, and I'm like, shit, I'm so sorry. And they're like, yeah. And then you're like, fuck, they're not going to book me again because I'm really small. No, obviously not just because I'm small, because I'm a bit shit, but
You're not shit at all. Why do people say this? I think you're really good.
thanks, dude.
I think you've been good, man. From when did we first meet? We met.
I don't know.
I tell you where we met. I've written it down. We met when we went for a casting for
yes!
Celebrity Bitch Slap News.
That was
BBC
it.
Three.
I remember that. That was awesome.
I remember I was talking about your clothes because you stood out. You had this beautiful sense of style.
Oh,
Really
I can't even
bright
remember
yellow,
what I was wearing.
Lemon yellow stuff, man, and some really.
Are you sure that was me? I've
That
never
was
worn
definitely.
yellow.
I didn't speak to anyone else that day because then we started
Are you
talking about
sure it was me?
individualism and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was you, and you got the gig.
Yeah, no,
You
I did.
motherfuckers, well done.
I did.
Was that fun?
God knows why gave me that job. I actually really enjoyed that. It was a real shame though because it didn't get commissioned, but it was so fun.
So then it aired though.
Yeah, no, it aired. It was a pilot and it aired, but it
Yeah.
didn't get commissioned as like a series. So it was like part of their Feed My Funny series for BBC Three.
Yeah.
And because it was. I really enjoyed it, and I love doing like entertainment stuff, and you know, I'm not a comedian. I'm never going to be a comedian, but I love having a laugh. So
yeah.
you know,
And you can take a joke.
Oh, totally.
Do you know what I mean? I'm here laughing at your whole life standing on a box, so you're good like that. I remember when we first met. Do you remember we had a rap off? Did we have a?
Yeah.
It was in Birdcage, wasn't it?
In Birdcage. So I got Reuben to come and bit like this, come and do a little interview with me for my magazine, Pinch TV online magazine, and I was sort of interviewing him as like a comedian, and we did a little rap off, and I was. Really bad, and you were actually really good, which is why I set up the challenge, because I knew that you would shine.
If you think I was good, you're really bad. I was abysmal. I was watching it. Funnily enough, I was checking it today.
Did you?
I was watching it today, and I think it was 2012, 2013.
No way.
Yeah,
That's quite
you
a while
cut
ago.
your rap out. It wasn't even in there.
Yeah, no,
it
it's
was my
because
rap
it was
and it just ended.
so bad, mate. I literally got it into the edit, and I was like, if I put that online, that's it.
My rap career is never.
My
gonna
rap
take
career
off.
is over. MC Pips is out.
Yeah, MC Pips is out. All right, so how long have you been presenting for, Pips?
So 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
All right, so taking it back, so that's 1990. No,
No, 2009.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, mate.
Reuben's
Can you
maths.
count?
My dad's an accountant, man. I'm so shit, aren't I? So that was 2009.
2009.
All right. What were you doing before presenting? What made you start?
So
I'm gonna just go in with
it's a funny one. So I always wanted to do presenting, but I went to uni.
Yeah.
And I basically
if you need
did
your water, by the way, I can grab it because you're
Carl.
stuck.
Well, no, I've basically been wedged in. Everyone who can't see,
wedged in is a very strong word.
I've got a microphone in front of me. I've got maybe about like 4 inches, and then I'm like pinned against the wall. I'm pretty comfortable, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, listen.
I'm enjoying
just
it.
to let you know, that's the most space anyone has had, so count your blessings.
I feel privileged.
Yeah.
I feel really
Usually
lucky.
it's right up in their nose.
Up in their grill.
Up in their grill, baby.
So now I'm just going to move it like this a little bit.
Yeah.
So, chit chat. Yeah,
When
so
you
I
started.
always wanted to do presenting and like work in entertainment, but I was basically shit scared to do anything about it at university, to the point that I was like, right, mum, dad, I kind of almost wanted to drop out, and they were like, and just kind of go into do TV, and they were like, can you at least just
finish
what you're
Get it in
doing?
your
And I did a
backpack.
4-year course. So I did Spanish and history of art, and basically the reason I did Spanish was because I love other cultures, and I got a year abroad, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So I did that, which was wicked, and worked for Sotheby's in Mexico, and organised art exhibitions in Mexico City, and did, like taught English as a foreign language in Madrid. And for me, it was really important. I've always been a hard worker. It was really important for me to like work rather than go to uni, like in that time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I popped out of uni having like worked myself to the bone, because my brother's a serious academic, like he's like one of the world's leading scientists, so I am kind of, I always see myself as like not an academic. So do you know what I mean? So
Polar
that's kind of
opposite.
like, that's kind of what I sort of like measure sort of, experts, etc. on, is like, well, there's Alex on a pedestal and then there's little old me like.
So there's just two of you?
Yeah,
You and
just
Alex,
two of us.
okay.
So
And he's older?
Yeah, he's older, yeah. Anyway, I've kind of lost my train of thought, but why did I mention that?
Yeah, so you said you come out of uni.
Yeah, so I came out of uni and was like, right, I'm gonna go for it in TV. I'm just gonna.
You just decided, I'm just going to go for it. That's it.
Do you know what the thing is that my mum has always said to me, and there's always been a lot of love in my family, and she has loved what she did since she was teeny tiny. She's a speech and language therapist. She, has spun several little businesses out of it. She's worked for the NHS and she loves her job.
Yeah.
So the main thing that was always ingrained into me and Alex, hence why we've got weird jobs, is do something that you really love.
Yeah.
And it kind of came about because I started going to like music festivals after uni, and I worked at Glastonbury on a burger van and Big Chill Festival.
Just
on a
because
burger
you
van.
like to be in the environment.
Yeah,
it was
because
exciting
I loved it.
and fun
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
and I enjoyed it, and I just love being around people, and I'm always like chatting and asking questions and basically being quite annoying. So and I actually was at Big Chill Festival that this MTV producer who was filming spotted me, and I kind of like
Where
had
were you
a
at
little
a burger
chat.
van?
No, I was just like walking through.
Yeah.
So it was really weird. So from that moment, he'd kind of planted the seed, not planted the seed because I always knew I wanted to do it, but that was the trigger. I was kind of like, why don't I just give it a go?
Right, wait a minute. He saw you walking through. What does that mean?
So he just saw me walking through the crowds,
Right.
and he was filming.
Okay.
And they were like doing interviews with people, and
Okay,
and he was like, "Hey, do you want to can we have a
Talking
chat?"
head.
Yeah. Just doing talking head.
I see.
So I was like, "Yeah, sure." Anyway, so we had like a big chat, and then he was like, "Oh my god, you're
Good
pretty
in front of camera.
Good in front of camera," and I was like, "Oh my god, I've always wanted to do that." And he sort of looked at me, and he was like, "Listen, send me a show reel," which I did a show. I then did a 4-day course. I did a show reel.
Oh, you done a presenter course?
Yeah.
I've
so
always been against those.
Have you?
Were they helpful?
Really helpful. Basically, because if you think about it, I'd like come out of uni, and I was basically trying to carve myself a career out of something that I'd never done before.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
just
well,
based on my person, on your
based
personality,
on me,
and
on my
your like.
personality, and who I am. So that in itself is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And secondly, it's like, well, what's going to help me is basically getting trained, going and doing a course, like seeing actually if I can do it, like, because it's all really like well and good dreaming about these things and thinking that's what I want to do, but if you don't act on it, if you don't actually do it, then you're never going to find out. So my first thing that people, if they ever say to me, oh my god, I want to be a presenter, I'm like, go for it, do a course, get in front of a camera, practice. If you're good, you'll do well, and and you work. But if you've not really got it, then move on. Don't waste time. Like you'll probably be amazing at something else, but it's not it's not for everyone. But it is a skill. You've got to practice it. You've got to learn it. So So anyway, I had this chat with this MTV dude, and then I did a course, and then basically from the course, which was Presenters Inc., which if anyone is thinking about doing a course, go to them. Sally Gray gave me my course, and since then I've sent some of my mates who've wanted to do it, and they've done courses with her. She's great. She used to do 50-50. Do you remember that? Like on CBBC, it's like the kids show.
No.
It's like a big game show.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna move on then.
Yeah.
So
when was 50-50 out and about?
When I was little, so God, like 58
We're
years ago.
roughly around the same age.
No, I'm a little bit younger. Yes.
Motherfucker. All right,
Just
cool. Sorry,
a little bit
just
younger.
a tad bit. Just a couple decades.
Anyway, I'm basically blabbling on, and it's not actually that interesting. But
no, it is interesting. Stop doubting yourself.
So,
or is this just part of the industry? This humbleness. You
well,
just gotta
do
be
you know
humble.
what? It kind of you have to be.
Yeah, you can't think
Because
you're the dog's
otherwise
bollocks all the
right
time.
cocky little shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What, you would
Also-
sound like a right cocky little shit.
Yeah, but also I just don't think it's not healthy if you're constantly like, oh my god, I'm amazing.
Yeah, but what if you do believe you're amazing?
Well, that you can believe you can
But
be
just don't
amazing.
tell everybody.
But
Just
no, but
get
I think
on with
also
it.
it's like, I don't know. I've always been quite hard on myself, and I think there's always room for improvement. There's always more that you can be doing. There's all but obviously you have to take stock and appreciate to where you've got yourself to, and be really pleased with your performance and X, Y, and Z. And I think it's actually really important in our industry to do that, because I've especially found over the past couple of years that I've just been so hard on myself and what I'm doing, that I've actually, compliments or whatever, they go in one ear and they come out the other. And actually you should,
Yeah, sometimes just stop and take some gratitude.
Yeah, and be really grateful for
Yeah.
doing something that you really love, for
Yeah.
being in a really privileged position to,
Yeah.
you know, interview people, to be, you know, meeting with loads of kind of different,
Yeah.
you know, cool people and chatting
Yeah.
to them and building relationships and all
Do you
that
think
kind
that
of stuff.
sometimes it's because you're so ambitious, there's so much you want to do, that the moment you get something done, it's kind of in the past and you're on to the next thing, so it doesn't
think
really
I very much-
bother you that much?
True. I think I used to be like that much more than I am now. Like,
Yeah.
now I do really try and, like, I do take pauses and I do take stock and I do, like, you know, assess. I take days off, basically. I have time off. I have a life now.
Do
Woohoo!
you? Get out of here.
Yeah.
How long have you
I
had
have
a life for?
Well, I've had a life for about almost a year now.
I'd love to get to that level, man.
No, but the thing is that it's not
I've had a life for a year.
No, but
Oh
no,
my
but you know what?
gosh.
No, but I mean a
I know
balanced
what
life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
actually,
Just switching off from work.
yeah. But I think also it's just even giving yourself the weekends.
Yeah.
You know, like it became a case that everything was work. So everything that I was doing on the weekend was like, well, that was either like, you know, related to Pinch TV, and then I was also producing, and I was, you know, doing loads of meetings, and I was kind of just got so carried up in it all.
Yeah.
And carried away in a good way.
Yeah.
That actually it was like, hang on a minute, Pips, what are you even fucking doing right now? You don't even want to be doing this.
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah. But
this
you're
job
so
or going
committed
for
to
this, and you're
vision.
and then you're like, I think it's really important to kind of, you know, take a day off.
Yeah.
Think, fuck it, take a day off.
Yeah.
You know?
What happened to make you realise that? Because something must have happened. Someone must have told you something. You must have stopped, looked at your life.
I just got to a point where I was so bothered with like with where I was going and what it was leading to, that I wasn't actually enjoying.
Yeah, so you weren't in the moment.
I wasn't in the moment. I wasn't.
I get it.
Yeah.
Babe, I totally get it.
And you know, and that's the thing, is like, you're there, you know, you're working on the X Factor, and you're like, yes, this is awesome. But it's also like, right, what's next? You know, it's that part of you. But I've really tried to balance it out so that I'm not sort of the whole time. By the way, I love doing that.
Yeah.
And
you're really good at rolling your R's.
I know.
You can get away for. You could play an Indian girl.
I could be a cat, basically.
Yeah, an Indian cat. The amount of R's that will come out now. Nicki Minaj drops that
Or
in one of
MC
her
Pips.
albums. Or
Rap, rap, rap.
MC Pips.
No, definitely not rap.
open.
Anyway, so I've lost my train of thought a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. Does
So-
that happen normally with you? Do
All
you
the
just
time.
go brrr all over
all
the
the
gaff?
time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I'm in your position,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
When it's someone chatting to me, I
Yeah.
find it really hard to control. What I
Yeah, because
say.
okay, so in my
I'm
position
not
now,
used to being on the other side.
Yeah, surely it's. What do you prefer? I actually prefer being on that side. I actually
Do
prefer.
you?
Yeah, because
I much prefer interviewing and chatting,
Really?
yeah, and getting getting information out of people.
yeah. So you like
Digging.
to you like to be in control, or are you just quite curious? You like to
No,
get the
I'm
most
just
out of your
curious.
subjects.
I'm not a massive control freak.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I've become quite an anal traveller, but
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, but you
No,
told
no.
me you're only living on weekends at the moment. So you're traveling. When are you traveling? Or you're traveling for work?
I've just been away. I've just been
Yeah,
on
I know.
holiday.
I know.
Yeah.
We postponed this interview.
I know.
I remember.
Don't get jelly, everyone. I've just been on a holiday and it was fucking awesome.
Where did you go?
I went to New Zealand to see my brother who lives there. So
Okay.
he's been living there for 10 years
This is the
now.
scientist.
Yeah, it's the scientist.
What's his name again? Sorry.
Alex.
Alex.
Dr. Alex Taylor. By the way, he's
DAT.
really hot and he's
Dad.
single. So if anyone's really intelligent
Oh well,
and-
he's gonna love this shout out.
and
Isn't he?
is up for it, call me.
Is up for it? What does that mean? What does that mean, Pips?
No, is up for
Can we
it.
get to details? What does that exactly mean?
I'm basically my brother's pimp. No, he's awesome, and
Pimp Taylor.
that's this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
So
And he's
it's really sad that he's like 10. You know, he's been living in New Zealand 10 years. We're so close. We get on so well.
Yeah.
We have such a laugh together. So we've
Yeah.
just spent 3 weeks together, and I literally cried when I left the airport because I was like, oh my god, if we lived in the same city,
it would be so great.
it would be carnage. We would have so much fun together.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just, I don't know, he's literally like my best bud. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, he's had I'm not really going to start talking about his relationships, but I want him to find a fucking awesome woman.
Okay, this is
This
interesting.
is it. So yeah.
Right, so you're the younger sister, but you're
Yeah.
kind of playing the older sister.
No, I'm never really playing the older sister, but I'm a carer. I like looking
Yeah.
after him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
You're a
finds
supporter.
it really, really frustrating because I'm like, you know, I'd rock up there and I was like tidying his flat and like,
Yeah, against his will.
cleaning it.
Maybe he
and,
didn't
like-
want that to
No,
be
he
done
did.
to
He
him.
needed it.
No, see, he needed it.
He
He
needed
needed it. He may not
No,
have
he
wanted
didn't really
it, right?
need it. No, he didn't want it, but he wanted it really.
Oh, deep down. And you knew that.
I knew it. No, anyway, so no, I.
So you
it's
wear the
just I love-
trousers in most relationships?
No, I don't. Yes, I do.
You do. You wear like 7 pairs of trousers
No, I
with
don't.
tracksuit bottoms
I
on.
don't. But I've definitely got thermals and cashmere leggings and no trousers.
Flipping hell.
No, I'm joking. No, I am actually a carer. I like looking after him. I like, I like looking after everyone. Which maybe sounds a bit weird, but should I move a bit closer? I don't know. Is it weird? I don't know. Is my levels all right? I'm getting freaked out now. Anyway,
are you okay?
So,
are you all right?
I'm fine. Yeah.
You can breathe. You know.
I'm so excited.
Do you want me to
I'm
undo
so
the anecdote so you're
excited.
not worried?
I'm so excited that
That what? That you're in the act.
that you're interested in what I've got.
No, I know.
I've
been. I mean, I took like a year out of entertainment.
Yeah.
To get back to doing individualism, and
Yeah,
I found like as you can see up on my
Yeah.
plan there that I realized the whole entrepreneurial thing wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's fucking hard.
and so I'm right back in it now. And the people I've noticed, there's certain people that I met years ago that were really ambitious, really on it. They're the people that are starting to pop off now and do things. And you're one of those people. Like you've been in the hit list for this series for a long time.
Thanks.
That's all right, man.
Hope I live up to your expectations.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. No, I'm certain. Like this is, I'm certain you're going to do some great things because you don't seem like the person that's ever going to stop doing things.
No,
and so it'd be great to kind of learn about your journey now, and then maybe catch up with you 5 years down the line as well.
Hey mate, let's just hang out.
Yeah, let's.
I
want to
come and I like the studio. So yeah, I can't remember what we were chaffing about. So
no, don't worry. I'm going to direct it now.
Okay,
so you
yeah,
just
you
breathe.
direct.
Okay, all right. So what was really interesting, where I was going to start going, is this whole thing of you being wearing the trousers.
Oh, yeah.
Right. No. Okay. Which to me,
Yeah.
I learned that you get things done. You're in control. You're very orderly. You have a vision and you make that vision come to life. Now, let's talk about Pinch.
Yeah.
When I first met you and I realized that you're getting into presenting, which was kind of the early days, I think, 3 years ago, maybe to an extent. Well, earlier than it is now, obviously.
It was earlier than it is now, yeah.
And having set up and run Indiv by myself, I know how much fucking hard work that is.
Yeah.
How is Pinch going?
Do you know what? It's good. We're so basically we had a bit of time off it, which sometimes you have to do. And Lottie, my business partner, she's now writing for the Women in Business section at The Guardian.
Oh, well
so
done.
she's like smashing it there.
Yeah.
And I'm really basically want to do more podcasts. So we were basically trying to do too much. It's awesome. We really like it.
Yeah,
we are really proud of what we've done and what we've achieved with it and all the people that we've chatted to. But we want to focus it and make it actually sort of sustainable and enjoyable.
Yeah.
So we're now doing podcasts. So we're doing podcasts celebrating women in art and music and culture.
Oh, so Pinch is now focused on females? Because it wasn't always, was it?
It wasn't. No,
it was
wasn't.
culture, right?
Well, we're saying women, but we actually mean men and women.
Yeah, okay.
So will you put a wig on and do it? No, I'm joking.
Yes, I would do.
Anyway.
Because you hosted Women of the World at Southbank, didn't you? How was that?
I loved it. It was really good. It was the Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mentored at the International Day of a Girl. I really like doing stuff like that. I think it's really important to empower, people in general, but also women. Like, not that women need it more than men, but I think there's a lot in our industry. I've never had a female mentor really. I've only ever had male mentors for like business and, and entertainment and stuff. And actually, women don't really help women as much as I would have expected them to.
Really?
Yeah.
In the industry or in life?
In the
general?
industry.
Okay.
I think in the industry. I'm, I don't know, I'm a big helper for everyone and I really enjoy, helping people. It's what I get a major kick out of, connecting people and like seeing stuff come to light and whatever. So, I don't know, I just, I just think it's cool to...
Do you think that sometimes that whole helping side of things can be derogatory towards your climb? You spend did you ever reach a point where you're like, wow, I've spent a lot of time helping people here and I'm not where I want to be. I need to focus on PIPS.
I'm due some karma. Let's put it that way.
Real talk, man. Like, where is this? I've been given a load out.
Has anyone got any? Can they send it my way? No, I'm joking. No, obviously you don't give to receive. You don't. You give. I give, and I like hook people up or whatever, just because I enjoy it. And that's part of who I am. It's part of how I've been brought up. It's my mum's exactly the same. So, I mean, has it kind of stopped me from getting where I want to go to? Not really.
No.
I don't think, because I've still got a really long way to go. But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But people have said to me, "Pips, you're too nice. You're like, stop helping people more than you're helping yourself."
People have told you that.
Yeah.
People have told me that.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay, but I'm not going to change who I am and become a total mega bitch just because I think that's going to make me
this is
really
intrinsically
successful.
part of who you are, right?
Because it's not going to make me successful being a mega bitch.
Getting up there by yourself and not giving back to anybody is just going to be
obviously,
boring.
you've got to not give a fuck what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Which comes in waves of sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've also just got to do your own thing. Just keep doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Be the best possible version of you.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And, it'll come. Like, I sound like motivational speaker. But actually, you know what?
Pips.
It was, a pal of mine, Riz, who's a really awesome actor, who was like, Pips, you've just got to be the best possible you. And, because obviously it's you, when you put so much into things and you're not getting the reward out of it and you're not getting the recognition and you're kind of on the cusp, but you're not quite there. Yeah. That can be really disheartening. And actually I find it's good to talk about it because, people will be like, oh my God, you're totally smashing it. And it's like, sometimes you are. And sometimes you're like, yeah, but I can't pay my rent next month. Or it's like, yeah, but I'm literally eating beans.
Yeah.
No, I'm not eating beans, but you know what I mean?
You're not eating beans anymore.
No, but it comes in waves though. You've got to, you can't sort of take anything for granted and you have to enjoy the climb and the moment and actually what you're doing each day. Otherwise there's no point. Yeah. Because if you're actually not enjoying it, then
please, real talk, please sort yourself out.
Yeah.
When you first started, were there a lot of doubts? When you first committed to the idea, you still have doubts?
Oh my God, all the time.
Okay, what were the first doubts about?
Are you kidding? Can you even do this?
Really?
Like, are you even a good presenter? Like, have you got what it takes? Like, obviously, it's all your own kind of, everyone's got those thoughts.
Okay, so they crowd your mind at first, right?
Of course they do.
How
they
did you
crowd
get
your
over
mind
it?
at first, but because you've got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And actually, the more that you do, the more that other people see what you do and they're like, oh, well done on that, or that was really good.
And all those little compliments build up and they add to the case for why you were good.
Exactly. And it's kind of it's only really sort of quite a few years in, there was several hoops to jump through with kind of like, moving various agents and, kind of getting in with, securing meetings with people because of what you've done in the past and because you've done a good job rather than because you're just like trying really hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, can I have my water now, please?
You can have it. You just saw me drink.
I was like, I'm jealous. Thanks very much, dude.
Should I put that heater on? Is it cold?
I'm all right, are you cold?
For some odd reason, yeah. But it's
Are you?
Yeah, it irritates me because it's loud.
Basically, just so everyone knows, Reuben invites people up to his attic, puts a heater on, and then is like, "Oh, it's getting hot in here."
Yeah.
He's now. I'm basically in a t-shirt.
You should embark on a music career. You've had some rap stints.
I'm basically in a t-shirt, boiling, and he's like in his cardigan.
In a cardigan and a shirt, putting the heating on. Okay, this is good. That's gonna run now for about 3 minutes before I get pissed off of it and I turn it off again.
Okay, cool. I'll just sweat in the meantime.
Do you have ADHD? Okay, you can do. Just onto my nice sheets. Do you have ADHD?
No.
Have you ever thought that maybe you do?
Really?
I don't. I'm asking you.
No. It's never even crossed my mind.
Okay, that's interesting.
Why do you think I've got ADHD?
I don't know. You're full of energy. I don't know if that is Greg's sausage roll. I know you shop in better places than Greg's, but this morning I've had a smoothie. I'm excited. Yeah, I've told you, I'm really excited.
Why are you so excited? I don't know, because I'm really enjoying this. It's really fun, yeah.
You're excited because someone's interested about your life.
Pretty much, yeah.
So so you haven't been interviewed about what you do. You've done so fucking much.
No,
Can I just, for the guys that don't know Pips, you will sooner or later. I'm just going to read a couple of things that you have done in your life. So you set up, founded and currently director, I believe, Pinch TV.
Yep.
Which is
an online magazine dedicated to the arts. So we interview and profile like up and coming comedians, musicians, artists, basically just chatting to people.
And what's the web address for that?
www.pinch.tv.
Pinch.tv.
But we are just about to we're going to like reform and do more podcasts. Yeah. So you'll hear more about that through Reuben when I send them all to him and say, boom, please will you mention me. Yeah. I'll pay you in advertising. Not.
You don't need to pay me anything, man. Models one. How long have you been a model for?
Well, that's a funny one because
How did you get scouted?
Well,
models
do you know what?
Is a big deal, man.
It is really cool. So one of my friend's sisters works there and was like, do you know what, Pips, we look after quite a lot of presenters and I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but would you be interested in coming in for a meeting? And I was like,
What? Say that again. I missed it.
Okay, so one of my best mates' older sisters
is A model.
No, he's a booker.
Is a booker.
And she said, listen, do you know what? We look after quite a few presenters and, people who've got a, interesting look /
Interesting.
hobbit.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they invited me in for a meeting, and I really, really like them. And do you know what? They're really supportive. Like, it's a tricky one because I'm not a model. And obviously, it's that thing.
You're not a typical runway model.
No, I mean, I'm never going to do catwalk unless I want to put some stilts on.
Oh, Adams.
Yeah. I could do kids' clothes though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Adams, yeah, that works.
So anyway, they're really, really supportive, and actually that's a key thing as well. Is has always been having a team who totally get you inside and out, who really believe in you, and who. They know that you're going to make it. They're willing to put in the time, the effort, the blood, the sweat, the tears. Yeah. I don't make them do the blood, sweat and tears, by the way. They just
that's
do it
just
themselves.
all you by yourself, yeah.
That's just me on my own, crying. No, I'm joking.
Which I'm sure you have done on this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, we all have, even us
kidding?
as men, we all go through it. And a lot of people, I think a lot of people see the gloss. Instagram,
oh my God, totally.
You don't us doing work. No one knows that backstage, behind those curtains. Yeah. There's a lot of musical references today. That was just a little dance. You've done a little rap and you've done a little song. Oh. Have you noticed that?
No.
That's interesting. There's something there, Pips.
Oh, yeah.
No. There isn't, is there?
No, I'm not musical. I love music.
Can you dance? Are you totally
Yeah, do you know what?
I'm turning this heating off now.
I basically consider myself as a totally ninja dancer. But if you ask my boyfriend, he thinks I'm really bad.
Oh, does he? Is he a pro?
No, he's not a pro, but he thinks he's really good, and I think I'm really good. And
do you think he's?
The pair of us together just don't give a shit on the dance floor. So we actually look quite funny. But it's one thing that I actually really want to learn properly to dance. So I used to dance when I lived in Mexico City. I learned how to dance salsa, so I kind of think that I've kind of got the good moves.
Yeah, well, you look like your shoulders. Yeah, you got some flavour there in the shoulders. Man.
Yeah, got a bit of a jig going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what was? Oh, you were reading through everything that I've done.
Let's go back to this. See, both of us, we go off tangent, but this is the beauty of freeform convo. So models one, BBC Three documentaries.
Yes,
you like doing factual stuff, don't you?
Yeah. So I loved that. Was still to date one of the best things that I've ever done, and the project that I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
So I did a documentary called "I Never Said Yes" for BBC Three, which was part of their crime season, which basically kind of looked at all the issues surrounding rape and the grey area of consent among young people in the UK. So that was, it actually did so well on iPlayer. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. One of the best, but also one of the best things I've ever done.
Why was it one of the hardest?
Because I was interviewing some amazing survivors who were sharing their stories with me, which is, obviously very difficult to hear. You want to make them feel comfortable enough to open up to you and to trust you and the team that I work with. It was amazing, and they all had these their survival stories to tell, and the team were brilliant basically at the end of the day, and they were incredible for sharing their stories. And actually it was one of the most successful documentaries on iPlayer. It was the most watched documentary on iPlayer that year.
Well done.
But we don't know about that because the BBC keep that internally, but I know.
What, in terms of stats?
Yeah. And it was repeated on BBC Two because of its relevance. We cut it up into BBC Learning class clips for the archive, and then I went into schools and basically kind of chatted about the documentary. Yeah. And it's just having that conversation with young people about the grey area of consent. They've recently just changed the law around rape.
They have.
Yeah, they've just changed it.
So the documentary was a catalyst, you reckon?
Well, actually, do you know what? We interviewed un-censored, who's now head of the CPS.
Okay.
And I went in and basically challenged her and was like, "Why did you drop this case?" And she was like, "Oh, I can't, talk specifically." And obviously she's really good at her job, but it is, that I was very much coming from, the victim side of things, because, often they've been made to feel by the media that we need to stop blaming victims rather than she was wearing, her skirt was too short, she was drunk. Yeah, she asked for it. This is total bollocks. It's like men prey on women. They plan what they want to do. Not all men, not all women, just want to put that out, but that's that's the fact of it. Bad people are out there, and it's not a question of you know, I shouldn't have had so many vodkas. I shouldn't have, you know, it's like, no, they should stop this, you know, abhorrent behaviour. Anyway, sorry, I get quite passionate about this. But anyway, so yeah, I did the documentary for BBC Three, and I actually been in and developed quite a few since then, but nothing's kind of come out of it yet. But I'd love to do more, but obviously we don't know what's happening with BBC Three. But
when you say developed,
yes,
what do you mean by that? When you went in and developed them?
So you kind of go in and you have meetings about certain like topics and
ideas,
ideas, and you put kind of like basically you put ideas together and you go in and have meetings about them. Yeah.
So you write these ideas down, you write a treatment, you do it yourself, and then you go in.
Or you
go
in and you say, listen, this is what I'd like to do, or they say this is what we're looking for, and if it's relevant, then you're like, okay, cool. Well, I'd really like to, you know, I'd like to be involved in this. Let's throw some ideas around. But I mean, you know, that's kind of, I actually got quite, you know, I kind of almost had a year off last year from developing ideas because you put so much work into it, and you know, you're not getting paid for it, and it's, you know, there really are passion projects, and the likelihood of one of them being commissioned is like 0.00001.
Is that a proper stat?
No,
but it's roughly.
But I mean, they hard. You know, you've got to jump through so many hoops.
Yeah, there's so many gatekeepers as well.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know all the gatekeepers. You know, sometimes you can try and know all the gatekeepers, but everyone, you know, lots of people in the teams, they've got their one person that they're pushing, and then it's all got to be signed up. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's just that's the industry. Yeah. Anyway, so I am an ideas woman. I love.
Yeah. As am I.
Yeah, chatting.
What man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like you are a woman, but no, I'm joking.
To an extent.
Anyway, so
weekends.
Carry on, because we went off on a little tangent there about my dog.
Do. About what? About me being a woman?
Yeah. No, about you being a woman, yeah.
Yeah, about the dog. No, that's all right. I love how you're bringing this back. This is great. I don't mind where you go in this conversation.
Okay.
Because I'm learning. Do you know what I mean? I'll pull something from somewhere and I might just go back. So I still want to ask you about how you got your first agent, but we're going to come back.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Let's do that now.
Okay. So, Jan Croxon, who actually sent me a text message yesterday, who is amazing.
Yeah.
She... I basically sent her my show reel and she gave me a call and was like, I'd love for you to pop in.
Yeah.
And so I popped in to see her. That was when she was at Arlington Enterprises. And actually that day she had been made redundant. So she was like, do you know what? I really, really like you. Stick with me. I'm going to find somewhere else to go. And I really want to develop you. And I was with her for 4 years.
Yeah.
So she is amazing. She's brilliant. And she then introduced me to my next agent, who basically she then was focusing much more on like food and chefs.
Okay, she said she's going to specialise in this. I'm going to hand you over to someone else.
Obviously, everyone knows the same people, so she, you know, set me up some great meetings, and we had, you know, a really good time together. And she was brilliant.
So where did you meet her first?
Through the course that I did.
Oh,
and I made a show reel,
and
Sally Gray suggested that I sent it to her.
Okay.
Because she found like Dermot O'Leary, Kelly Brooks, Vernon Kay, so, and she's brilliant. She's really, really good at what she does. But she now does much more kind of food and chefs and book deals, and she's kind of specialised in that, and kind of like home and lifestyle and food and wine. So it was kind of, you know, evident that she was like, listen, do you know what? But our entertainment bit here isn't, you know, it's basically you. So I think, you know, we sort of had a conversation, and she was like, listen, I think you should go and meet another agent called SJ, Sarah Jane Cass, at Something Else.
Yeah.
So I had meetings with her for a while, and then she took me on, which was great.
Yeah.
And then last year she was like, I'm moving to LA. And I was like, no. Sure. So basically and I don't even know if she's still going. She went for a bit and then she's come back, but I think she's still waiting for a visa. So anyway, she's still a good mate, and I owe everything to the team that I've already had.
She was from something else.
Yeah, she was from something else. She's left.
Yeah.
And then she introduced me to my current agent, who I literally just signed with a couple of weeks ago, who is Nick Canham at Vivian Claw. So it's the Richard Stone partnership.
Yeah.
So they all chat. It's a really small industry. They all chat.
Everyone
knows each other. And that, you know, the thing is that I didn't want to go to a lot of agencies because I just really didn't feel that I would stand out on their books, because you know, a lot of my contemporaries are there, a lot of my mates are there, and you know, it's just I want to be like one of one.
Yeah. But do you have your own vision of where you want to go? Or what you want to stand for, maybe? Because you're quite into empowerment.
I do, but I still have a really long way to go on it.
Yeah. You're 7 years deep now.
6.
6 years deep. Okay.
But also, what we haven't even touched on, which I think is also really important,
Go on.
is
You direct this. I'm
yeah,
listening.
no, because I've always worked in production. Is one thing.
This was before being in front of cam.
Yeah, so I got my agent Jan, my first agent Jan, and she was like, right, get stuck in, go and work in TV production. I was like, sweet, wicked. So I did. So I got my first job at Endemol. Working on Channel 4 kind of like fact end shows, and it was for a show called Extreme Male Beauty. So basically it was it was basically guys who had, you know, wanted to kind of like go under the knife because they were conscious of something, or they wanted to improve in some way, and it was actually a really interesting.
Aired, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was like a series.
I think I've seen some of this.
Anyway, so we did. It's actually it's hilarious actually, some of the things that I've done. So within that, I was, you know, sitting in on like people going under the knife. Lovely. Like, you know, as a sort of researcher. No, I'm not too bad actually. Anyway, and then I actually stayed at Endemol for 18 months, and I worked on Super Size Super Skinny. I worked on the Sex Education show. My job on Super Size Super Skinny was cleaning out the food tubes. Yeah. So that was pretty hot. So no, I think for me it's always been really important to understand the whole, like, as much of the industry as you can. Yeah. And again, like, from coming back from when I was, you know, sort of saying I'm an ideas person, or I think I'm an ideas person, I only stopped producing in October when I got my new job for ITVB.
In October 2014?
Yeah. And then I'm now fully on kind of voicing.
Continuity stuff?
Yeah. So I left a job where I was like producing branded content and running like a collective of creative filmmakers. Yeah. So it was part-time. Yeah. And it's, you know, it's a great company, and they're you know, I'm still sort of like in touch with them and stuff, but it worked for them and it worked for me that I had 3 days that I'd go in and you know, do sort of like various projects, and then the other 2 I'd be out hustling and, you know, bringing home the bacon, taking care of business.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
How do you even do that?
I don't know.
When you're not working on production and you're hustling, taking care of business, right? Yeah. Do you go out to events and try to meet people, or do you give ideas to people, or do you just get in front of camera and put it up on YouTube? What's going on?
No, do you know what? I don't do that. I basically do. I have meetings with people and come up with ideas and see what's going on, and I go to events and I see my mates. Yeah. And I hang out with my fella. Yeah. And
does he work in television?
No. He works in tech startup. He's totally out of the industry.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Which is great, but also we've been together for 6 years, so he's been with me like the whole time.
The same person I met when you. Okay.
Right, you met him. Right. Yeah. So we both changed shitloads.
Yeah. No.
But evolution, it's good. It's great. We spent most of last year doing up at his house. Yeah. Which was quite interesting.
Which was the same house?
No.
Which was because you were in not to give your address away here, but it's gone anyway, so it's void. It was in Angel, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was in Angel.
Yeah, that little teeny corner kind of village-looking house that didn't look right on the street.
Did you come over?
I dropped. I
think you dropped me off, didn't you?
I think I dropped you off.
That was that was our first house together, and then we moved a little bit further out, and then now we're just by like Newington Green.
Yeah, how's it treating you?
I love it.
Seriously?
It's like one of my favourite parts of London.
You look like you belong there, man. Just your energy and everything you're about.
I think I should just stay there forever. No, I'm joking. Well, I don't know, for me, I don't know, a lot of my mates lived in Angel quite a few years ago, and I was just like, I liked the idea of being in North London, because I'm from the North, and I just felt a bit more connected from Bolton. Oh, God. So I felt a little bit more connected. Yeah. And, you know, obviously it's changed the whole time that I've been there, and you know, it's wicked being near like Stoke Newington and like Dalsted and Hackney and places. Yeah. So,
do you prefer random question, totally off, not even off subject, but just not about Dalston?
Yeah.
Do you prefer live stage or in front of cam stuff?
Oh, good question. So I really like both, you know. So for example, tonight I'm hosting a night at Cargo with Nova Music, showcasing like loads of new bands.
Sick.
I've got to do my research after this of what the fuck I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to doing that. I've been in the studio recently doing radio demos, which I'm really, really enjoying.
Right, so have you cut a demo reel?
In the process of.
Okay, how's
Yeah.
it going?
It's going really well.
And we're not allowed to know where that is. Oh,
No.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
with a commercial station, so
Okay.
just cross everything.
Good luck with that.
Cross everything, because
Yeah.
it's like it's funny because I think it's, you know, if I look at through the 6 years, I've always done content related to music.
Yeah.
But I think I've also looked at other people and been like, oh, they're a DJ and oh, they're an expert and da 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 da. And I love music, but I hadn't felt until recently that I actually could pursue it as a career in terms of, you know, radio DJing, because, you know, lots of people do interviews at festivals and things. So anyway, I am really excited at the moment because
your sound so fucking good on radio.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think so, but that's just my opinion. We'll see.
It was my second time in the studio yesterday.
Really?
So
like if we had to stop and play some of this back, you'd realise that you sound good on radio.
Well, I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to have like a radio show. I love Lauren Laverne. I love, you know, Fern Cotton. I think Claudia Winkleman's wicked on the art show. You know, I don't know.
Can you
we'll
DJ?
see. I can't, but I'm learning.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Sick. Who's teaching you?
So a guy called Adam.
Okay. Okay.
And actually, do you know what? This is actually really. I'm really excited.
Adam.
I'm really excited about this. So one of my best mates, Soph, who I used to live with. I've known her for like 10 years. Basically, I went on holiday with her family in last summer.
Yeah.
And as a thank you, I basically, as a surprise, took over a club in East London and organised for us to have a DJ lesson together, because we've both always wanted to do it.
Took over a club.
Yeah, so we basically, this guy Adam, he knows the guys at the club, and Adam was introduced to me by a mate of mine, Miles, who like looks after music artists and whatever. And anyway, I was just like, I'm gonna do it, because also, you know, it's like I kind of feel like I'm learning more new skills now and taking up more hobbies.
What's the next thing that
and anyway, so we're just gonna have a laugh with it. We've got another lesson tomorrow, and we're gonna do it together.
Sick.
Because it's
I've
just
got my decks
fun.
up there.
I know.
I just
noticed.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do it. I've been fucking around for years, but I've
Yeah.
just recently started taking lessons from my friend DJ Massimo Latelli, Italian guy that I met at Apple in a GarageBand tutorial.
Awesome.
It was like, and he is so anal about it all.
Is
where
he?
Where he puts his tunes, the BPM, he's talking me through everything.
Yeah.
And he's taking lessons, and he's like on the I don't know what level it is, like the higher tier.
Yeah.
And so he's teaching me stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm total beginner, so
Really.
yeah, it'll be a while before I'm taking over.
And what kind of stuff? Like pop stuff?
Ibiza.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
See you in summer, guys.
Yeah, that would be sick.
I'll be handing
There's
out water by the decks.
You know what? You have such a great USP. Your energy, your height, just your whole presence in general.
Thanks, dude.
That's all right. I can't wait.
That's the thing, though. I think
Yeah.
I'd probably wear myself out behind the decks because I'd just dance the whole time.
Yeah, no, you can't do that, babe. That's a bad idea. You know what I mean? All right,
Anyway,
what else?
I can't
How are we
remember
doing
what
for
we're
time,
chatting
by the way? Because you need
I
to
think
go
we're
to.
okay. What were we chatting about just before?
We were just going through everything you've done. So it's BBC Free Docs, but then
No.
I've got like.
Oh,
X Factor.
we're talking about
We were
agents.
talking about agents.
And then what were we talking about?
Does it matter?
No, I can't remember, but I don't know.
Well,
I
was
felt
there
like
something that you needed to?
I think there was
there's
something I
that you
wanted to
needed-
say, but then I can't remember.
Okay, let's backtrack. It was agents. It was all the
It's
agents
probably
then
not that
handing
important.
over.
It's probably not that important.
No, it must be. We have to get this now.
We will do in a bit. I'm sure it'll come.
No, there's going to be awkward silences until we get this.
Oh, well, that's pressure. Let's do some breathing. Let's do some breathing exercises.
Do you do yoga?
Do you know what?
Are you
No,
physically
I
fit? Are
used-
you
I
physically
used to-
active?
I'm active,
Yeah.
but I'm really good at carrying my gym bag around, my gym kit in my rucksack and not using it.
Excellent.
But I am trying to. So when I was on holiday, I was like being dead active, and I went horse riding and paddle boarding, and basically had like the holiday of a lifetime, hanging out with my bro. And so I came back and I was like, ooh, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah.
And then I've basically not been to the gym once since I got back, and it's been 2 weeks today.
Which is 2 weeks. How do
Yeah.
you feel? You had a
I feel a bit
sausage roll
shit.
on the way up here as
I
well.
know, but that's my thing. Is I enjoy exercise. I really
Yeah.
enjoy like boxing classes and stuff. I sometimes do them.
Yeah.
But I
you're
just
running
don't.
around so much anyway.
This is
Metabolism
true.
must be crazy high.
True, but I think one thing that I'm really trying to do is to make time for myself and to make time for the things that I enjoy, for hobbies, for like going to the gym,
Yeah.
and like making you feel confident and better about yourself. Like it's important.
Real talk, man. I am totally on that. I've made a pull-up bar in my front garden against the landlord's will. Fuck it. He came round. I was like, "What is that?" "Oh, we just hang clothes off that. Don't worry about it, man."
/ I'm gonna pull your house down.
There we go. What else have we got there? So ITVB.
Yes.
So the voiceover stuff.
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about that. How's that going?
So do you know what? It's going really well. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's weird because, as I was saying, I've not really done voiceover before, but it's basically in a studio on your Todd.
Yeah. Todd means by yourself.
Yeah, for anyone.
Okay.
So they're live sort of a few nights of the week when we've got big shows. For example, Real Housewives of Cheshire, Towie. You know, it's one of those channels which is like just full of Real Housewives, and you know, I don't care what you say. Most people really like it. So I actually enjoy watching. I enjoy watching most of the programs.
Yeah.
Anyway, off the content, the actual doing of it is it's really good. It's really fun. Like, you know, you're live in the studio and you get your 1 minute. It's different because whereas you're like 3, 2, 1 and you've got your director in front of you and whatever you're going for the camera. With this, they give you a 1 minute standby and then it's up to you to click live and to then broadcast and then to click off. So, and obviously it's quite tightly scripted and you say what you want, and we kind of, up until the last minute, we're like putting in tweets and things surrounding Towie and changing things and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, it's really fun. I enjoy it.
So that's the nearest you've got to live radio.
Really? That's the nearest, yeah. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, so but when I'm in the studio, so like I was at ITV yesterday.
Yeah.
I do get total cabin fever. So I find myself, and I've only really started filming it recently, like doing like these weird kind of like warm-up exercises.
By yourself in the little cabin?
Yeah, and it's...
What are they? Please let me know. Oh.
Like that, do you know what I mean?
So
it's like just being really weird, basically, and like, you know...
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but it's something that I used to get loads, and then it's only really recent that I've started getting it again, which is good. I like it. I'm enjoying it. Anyway, so what was I chaffing about? ITVB.
Yeah. ITVB, man. Bloody hell, you're in the booth on your Todd, doing funny noises.
And then delivering lines.
Yeah.
But I have to sign it off, so it's only me who's making the decision to go, you know, to go live with it or that's good enough.
Wow.
So that was quite. Yeah, I know. That was quite a lot of responsibility. I was like, that's... Oh. Yeah. Anyway, so no, it's cool. And it's funny because I didn't even think of it as a job. I didn't even realise that it kind of was a job. Do you know what I mean?
Life gets beautiful when that happens.
Yeah, and
when
I was
you're getting paid to fuck
so
around
people are like, oh my
stuff.
God, so are you present, you know, like you're basically like in the middle of between all the programmes. And I'm like, yeah.
So
most people are like, that's really cool, but I'm a bit like, it is.
Yeah, but it's just my voice.
But it's
in
just
between programs.
Yeah. It's like I don't have my own show yet.
yeah. If you did have your own show, what would it be about?
Oh,
ideally, if you had total creative control.
Oh my God!
If this was Pinch Productions putting this on,
what would it be?
Mainstream channel.
Okay.
Can I take a guess?
Go on.
I think it would have music involved in it.
Yeah.
You'd definitely be highlighting and championing people within the arts.
Yeah.
And mostly those people will be up and coming people as opposed to horribly established people.
Yes, I think you've got to have a few established in there to give some top tips as well. But basically it would pretty much be a big live interactive multi-location broadcasted evening show streamed from like Bristol in a rave and like a museum in Edinburgh and like warehouse party in London and
this sounds like you've already put this pen to paper on this.
Yeah, no, I have, but no one wants to commission it.
It's a massive idea.
It's a really big
That's
idea.
why.
Yeah. Well, no, but also, and then you have, you know, it's like a talk show, but and you know, it's a bit like the Culture Show, but a more underground version of it, which is live with like people who are really accessible and cool and underground, rather than not.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? People, my friends, my family, bumbling around,
just hobbiting
chatting
around
to people.
What do you dislike?
I dislike rude people and unfriendly people.
What warrants rudeness?
What warrants rudeness? So, for example, people who... What warrants rudeness? Just people who are just rude. People who don't say thank you when you...
So a lack of common courtesy.
Yeah, lack of common courtesy, lack of manners.
Yeah.
And also just lack of, you know, just, for example, going... you know, you see people out and about.
Yeah.
And when they, you know, for me, it's a question of like, you either like someone or you don't. You get on with them or you don't.
Yeah.
You can't turn it on or turn it off.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like fakeness is really fucks me off.
Yeah. You must deal with a fair bit of that in this industry.
Yeah, I know, but also it's like, I don't, you know, it pisses me off. And there's, you know, when people are like, oh my God, hi. It like, you know, and then you see them at another party, you know, you're on your own. You see them at another party and it's literally, they literally look through you.
If you're on your own.
Yeah, or they're with someone cooler or whatever. And that, I don't stand for that. I think that's really bad manners.
Yeah.
I think it's rude.
Real
So that's
talk.
what I mean.
Yeah.
But also just, you know, generally, you know, I dislike people, you know, who don't give up their seats for people who need it, who don't open the door for people, who don't offer to help carry people's bags. Do you know what I mean? It's manners.
Yeah.
They
Do you
rub me
think?
the wrong
Do
way.
you think that's? I'm exactly the same.
And I
right?
also dislike horrible people who are mean.
Yeah. People that yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Like I was at Westfields the other day, and you've got these massive doors where you go through and into the arcade. Tell a lie. So someone had opened the door, right, and walked through.
Yeah.
And kind of held it because someone else who was in front of me was going through. He goes through like MacGyver.
Yeah.
And the door shuts in my face. Things like that.
Yeah, it pisses me off. Do you know what?
Spatial
also,
awareness. If you've got no spatial awareness, for the love of God.
I know. Also,
we're here
another
too,
thing.
man.
If you've opened the door for someone.
Yeah.
And like, you know, men, women,
no,
whatever.
thank
and
you.
no, thank you.
No,
so
not even eye
I
contact.
say,
You say
your pleasure.
Yeah.
Really loudly.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, that's all right, mate.
I'm like, oh, anyway, I don't know.
Mate, have you ever lined up for a bus and the bus pulls in and then someone comes in from the side and puts their foot onto the bus in order to get on in front of you? Maybe it just happens in Stratford a lot.
That's pretty naughty.
I've actually held
that.
their foot before. I've held their kneecap. It's like, whoa. Yeah. Please don't put your foot in.
I would do that if I had long legs, but my stumps aren't reaching for anything.
Your stumps?
No.
All right. Do you wish you were taller?
A little bit. I wish I was a little bit taller.
Oh my God! You
no,
need an listen,
I don't.
You need a fucking album.
No, I
you
don't. But
wish
I enjoy taking the piss out of myself.
Yeah, because you're confident in yourself.
Well.
Ish. Yeah. But we know that you don't big yourself up too tough. What's the biggest heels you've had?
Oh my God!
6?
Like mega inches.
6.
Yeah. So I've got some huge.
Anything after 6
wedges.
is stripper-esque, isn't it?
I know. We got to be a bit careful, especially when they're really pointy and patent. So I'd kind of avoid those, but each to their own, guys.
Don't tell me what to do, love.
Yeah, each to their own. I like wedges. I'm trying to wear many more heels because also I go out with a lot of my mates and models.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God, a lot of my mates are models.
No,
but they're skyscrapers. They're skyscrapers.
Yeah.
So you get a picture. You get a picture, and it's like, who's fucking shorty in the middle?
Are you actually in the pictures?
Yeah. So I'm in the
see
pictures
you.
with
Okay.
with my model friends who are skyscrapers and gorgeous and like got legs up to their armpits.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like look across and then there's like a dip in the middle and there's this like
What's the
tiny
gap? Oh no.
little
pan down.
Yeah, there's a tiny
Pips
little
waving.
person with like blonde hair.
Squeaking.
Basically trying to pose like the models and looking a bit awkward. That's me.
So with the modelling stuff, what modelling stuff have you done that isn't to do with presenting? Have you done like?
No, nothing really.
Really?
Not really anything. No, I'm joking. No, I've done a lot of test shoots and I've done a couple of shoots for kind of clothing lines for friends and stuff.
Okay.
But I am actually next week. I am with one of my friends, Katie, the face of Models One TV.
Oh, hello.
That is an exclusive.
So what are you doing? Interviewing her or doing something? What are you doing with her?
Oh, so for Models One TV, we're just going to be running around backstage at London Fashion Week, interviewing people, chatting to people in jazzy outfits.
Yeah, so you got to do all your
having
research
fun.
and all that kind of stuff as well. That must be fun.
But I did it for 6 seasons backstage at the. I used to work for the British Fashion Council, so I used to do all the branded content, front row backstage stuff, producing and
Front
sometimes
and produce.
presenting. Yeah.
Okay. Did you do LCM ever? Have you been down to LCM?
No. Do you know what? That's new.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's only
3
been
years
3 years in, yeah. So I basically did 6 seasons from 2009 to 2010, 11, to about 13. And then I've had a couple of years of just going as a punter. And then now this is me going back and working.
Did you pitch that show and write yourself in it?
For Models on TV?
Yeah.
Basically, I just emailed my agent there yesterday and was like, let's do something around Fashion Week.
Okay. And then
should I do something? And she was like, actually, do you know what? Yeah, Katie, who's a really good mate of mine, was mentioning she wants to do something. Why don't you do something together? And I was like, awesome, let's do it.
Yeah.
So it'll be really cool because Katie kind of wants to get into presenting, so I can produce her and help her and teach her, etc.
Yeah.
And we've between us know loads of people who are down there, so we can chat to lots of people and basically have the most important thing is to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever done jobs you don't like? Sorry, we've been talking for an hour. I'm going to let you go soon because I know you.
Okay, no. Have I ever done jobs? Right, I've done some quite funny things.
Go on. I presented.
I don't actually think I want to share it though.
Is it?
It's not that bad, but it's quite funny. But there's a
negate all
few
your
that we've
process
kind of
up to now?
forgotten about.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I'm not going to do. Okay, I'll tell you after. Okay, I'm going to give you a clue.
No, wait a minute.
I'm going to give you a clue.
Go on.
Wow, body form for you.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was
Wow.
basically one of the Facebook presenters for the nationwide search for a new voice of body form.
That still sounds kind of fun.
It was actually really fun, but it's because it's a panty liner. Do you know what I mean? It's like.
Why were
Sunny
you
pad.
so worried about saying that?
I wasn't that worried about saying it. It's just it's just
Yeah.
Hey, we all need to use them.
Well, no, okay, this is true. There
Anyway.
are so many jokes there.
I know there is so.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Okay, just
not,
stop. Don't do
no,
it.
I'm
Don't
not
do it.
gonna,
Don't do it.
Not gonna do.
What were the other ones?
Like my first, when I first got into presenting,
I did like that job, by the way, for the record. I did like it. I didn't.
Yeah,
not
I'm sure
like
it was fun.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I mean, currently, it doesn't add value to the brand of Pips Taylor right now.
No.
Well, it doesn't take away either, does it? Do you know what I mean? It's just
no,
there.
it's just,
It's just an interesting experience. When I first started, I got not flown out. Listen to me, fucking hell. Jumped on a train, went down to Manchester, I believe, and I was presenting. I made a DVD for the council about drain pipes.
Did
now,
you?
Yes, I did. And I tell you
That
what,
is
Pips.
cool.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Tell me something about drain pipes in Manchester.
They need to sort them out. Basically, that was
from that DVD, from that investigation, you came back and were like, do you know what, mate? You've got to sort these out.
Yeah, at least I was an agent for change. But the worst thing is, it's the first time I've done any auto cue, right? But the auto cue fucked up, and it wasn't.
Oh no!
And it was these big, massive paragraphs about the council, and I was there trying to read it. And funnily enough, I've got the footage, which later on I will maybe, I don't know, make into some sort of joke showreel of how crap some of my journey has been.
I think it's important to do that.
Yeah. I was looking back at, I was like looking, because I'm going to get back into stand-up. I haven't done it for like a couple of years, right? One a year, maybe 2 years. But I was looking back, I used to record the old stand-up gigs. I remember your colleague came down and videoed me.
Yeah.
Watching some of that back, you're like, wow, man, we've changed.
Yeah. Oh my God,
we've
so
really
much.
grown. But at that time, we were thinking we were doing it right or doing it to the best of our ability, but in hindsight, for the most part, it's like when you wear certain clothes, you're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, you're like, what was I doing?
Yeah. Why was I allowed out? I thought I had friends and family that loved me. Surely they should have told me that I
Mate,
shouldn't come
we all
out
had
like
a good
this.
laugh that night.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah. No, you're not. That's just how it goes. But okay, is there anything else you'd like to tell me or the world about your journey? We kind of know about your future plans. You want to leave us with a Pips Taylor lesson? Maybe.
Pips Taylor lesson is just kind of, do you know what? First and foremost, enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Ask for help.
Good. That's a great piece of advice.
Ask for help. I have never been shy to ask for help.
I used to think I could do everything myself.
No,
but
you can't.
used to think that.
No, yeah. I can tell you now, you can't.
You can't.
And you're silly to try.
Yeah.
What else have I learned? So yeah, enjoy what you do. Ask for help.
Yeah.
Go for it, and just keep at it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that also, if ask for feedback, because if you're good, people will tell you you're good, and if you're not, then they'll say don't bother.
Will they?
Well, I'd hope so. I'd tell someone if they were a bit shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I shit?
No. You're not shit.
What can I improve on, Pips? From what, I mean, you haven't seen much of my stuff, I don't think.
What can you improve on?
Yeah.
Well, you can...
Mic stand.
Yeah, you can get a mic stand that works. And you should maybe paint this red. And
no, that would really turn into a sex den.
and put some
Do you know what Melvin?
fairy lights up. Yeah, do you know what the thing is that I was looking at that and I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my God, I bet it's like a sex den. And he literally then said, it's a sex den. And I was like, I'm going to a sex den.
Wait a minute. Does this look like a sex den?
No, it doesn't.
to you?
It really doesn't.
It doesn't, does
No,
it?
it doesn't.
Melvin called it a wank den.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That is rather. I mean, it's all relative.
Dude, too
isn't it?
far, man. Too far.
Well, that's Melvin.
No,
I didn't say that. I thought this looked quite studious, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, I like it. I'm impressed. I am very impressed.
Thank you.
But have I got anything else to say? Well, if you've got this far, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't follow me on Twitter. I'm shit. No, I'm
It's
joking.
at PIPS Taylor, isn't it? On
Yeah, it is.
Instagram and on Twitter.
Instagram, it's Pips_Taylor.
How can you be shit at being yourself, Pips? Because that's what you do. You're just
Bleh.
yourself.
Yeah. I know, take it or leave it. I won't be offended.
Thanks for coming down, my dear.
Thanks
Best
for
of luck
having
with
me.
everything,
Thank
and we'll
you.
catch up soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
One love.
Toot toot.
So there you have it. Self-confessed hobbit. Hobbit. Little shiny squeaky Pips Taylor. You can find her on Twitter. It's at Pips Taylor. PIPSTAYLOR. Again, that's at PIPSTAYLOR. And on Instagram, you got to put an underscore in there, baby. It's PIPS_TAYLOR. That's Pips_Taylor on Instagram. Check her out, follow her. Great energy, great talent, and really good at making people feel comfortable. I didn't think I could feel more comfortable in my mum's attic, but Pips managed to do that. Poor girl though, walking around a red carpet with a box. Like a little kid in Christmas with a sledge on a string. I can imagine Pips just rolling around the BAFTAs with a piece of string and a box on some homemade wheels, man. That is hustling. To check out my stuff, my website is at Reuben Christian, REUBEN Christian.com. And all social handles are /Reuben Christian, other than Instagram, which is Reuben Christian 1. Now, like I say in every outro of every episode, if you took something away from this, if you're inspired, if you learned something, if you think someone else can learn something, feel free to share it on your social channels or just email someone the link, because I am trying to grow the audience, and the stories of these doers are great for everyone to kind of move towards what they need to do. So until the next episode, my people, keep doing you. Find out what you're here to do and go and do that. You, because before you know it, you're gonna be dead. Aren't you? And you know that I know that you know it's the truth. Come on, get up. Do you, please. Thank you.